Hey crafty friends, Bree here with a process video. I kind of already started this, I guess it's been about 2 weeks ago prior to us going on a vacation, and I am sitting here trying to figure out what to do. I showed you there, I had already layered the picture with a Chamel Glitter Girl paper. I am using the September 2017 Hip Kit from the Hip Kit Club. You can see here, I realized that one of my caps was missing or was wrong, and so I go through all these distressings trying to figure it out. I was having a rough time today trying to get this done, and it felt like things just kept messing up for me. I'm going through all my distress oxides and stressings, trying to figure out what colors would work best to do my background. You can see I've already added some white gesso there and let that dry. So I am ready to start adding some water to this background. Still going through trying to match the pink. Not really having a lot of luck. Not finding a pink that I love. And there I find worn lipstick, Distress Oxide ink pad, and I end up trying to work with that. This one is, I believe, peacock feathers. And went to go get my water cup wasn't filled. I was not prepared for videos today, I guess. So I went and got some water into my water cup. And you can see here I sprayed some water on, and now I'm just starting to add some mixed media to my background. I'm just taking the ink pads, I am dabbing them onto this clear plastic. It's just a wrapper from some embellishments that I got, and then spraying on some water. There you can see this is mustard seed. Oh, look, there's the blue one that was missing. So I clean that off and I actually find the mustard seed and I work with that one now. I kind of just do this. I go back and forth trying to figure out exactly what I want to look like. I heat it up, or I try to use my heat gun to speed up the drying process a little bit before I keep adding more water on, trying to not let the colors mix too much to where they would become muddy. And now you'll see I try with this pink color, but it just wasn't matching the pink that I wanted. I leave it on there, I dab it up a little bit. You can see I'm kind of looking at it, trying to figure out what to do. And I ended up pulling out a Shimmers Inklings Bahama Mama. And I spray some water in that and get it activated and shaking it up and making sure it's really good and ready to go. And then it ends up working out really well. I really like this pink. It's very subtle, but it's exactly what the layout needed. You can see here I'm just using that same piece of plastic. I'm taking a wet brush and just swirling it into the pink, and then I end up just kind of starting to lay some of it onto the paper to get a little more color in there and dabbing it up with the clear plastic and making sure it has that splotchy look that I'm wanting. That's also mustard seed. It's just a bigger one, so I grab that real quick, trying to add in a little more of the yellow. There we go. Makes it a lot more vibrant there. Excuse me, I'm having a little bit of allergies right now, and so I'm sure you can hear me constantly trying to clear my throat. And here I just added in a little bit more peacock feathers, trying to get more of that blue, just making sure to try to add more color. This is a gray background paper. I want to say it is, I honestly can't say which collection it's from. I want to say Paige Evans, but I'm not 100% sure. And then I added the white gesso on top because I didn't really necessarily know how to use the gray or how to make that gray work when I use a lot of bright colors in my scrapbooking. So I knew I wanted to do some mixed media and change up the background color. You can see here I was being very impatient, so I'm using my heat gun. I'm dabbing up some of the excess liquid and water on there, and then just trying to get it dry. All right, now I have my picture back, and I'm just kind of thinking, trying to decide how and what to use. I'm trying to finish up this kit, and in this kit you have Paige Evans Turn the Page embellishments, a little bit of them, and some other also collections and different companies. And you can see here I decided to add on this purple paper. I felt like it just needed a little more pop on the background. And then I get out my foam tape, and I know I'm going to pop that up. So you can see there, my staples fell, like where I'd had the tissue paper stapled on there, it fell apart. So I had to add some glue to it and make it work a little easier. And then here you go. See, this is some embellishments that I had left from the Turn the Page collection, and I just kind of go in there and start adding in little embellishments. I wasn't really planning on, I don't think I had a plan in making this. I just kind of started adding things that worked, and it kind of just took off from there. I ended up with way more embellishments than I had expected. I found this cute little frame, and I knew I wanted to use that, and I also wanted to use like those other frames in the background, so I ended up adding on some foam tape and just laying it out and making sure it looked good before I started gluing everything down. And here I cut down this frame so that I have like a little bit of it left for a project that I might want to do later with it. I try not to waste it if it's just going to be covered up. And then I got out this, and sure enough, it was broken. I think one of my kids probably had messed with it, and so I just ended up setting it aside after getting frustrated, and I ended up having to deal with that later. I just get out my Scotch tacky glue and use that. I hope you guys are all doing good today. My family is in the process of a military move, so we are slowly packing up our house. We have about 4 weeks left at our current location, and things are a little stressful and not really completely up to this move. It's a very one for a distance for sure. I'm excited about the new adventure, but man, packing up our house is just a lot of work, and so I'm kind of taking my time. My husband keeps asking when I'm going to pack up my craft room, and I tell him eventually. I'm just not ready yet. Not ready to put it all away, and so I kept some kits out. I've packed a little bit at a time and trying to use up some of my hip kits while I can. And you see here, I cut that other little frame and I put that there, and then I put the tag back there, and eventually I'll put the tag down. I just wanted to lay it there underneath since I have the frame picture popped up. And you'll see now I use this little Polaroid frame to really frame the picture of my daughter. This is my daughter and her friend Allie. They are really good friends, and they have been friends the whole time we've been here at Shepherd. And this is just them one day at school. I think I was maybe substituting at their school at this time, or I might have just been there volunteering. I'm not really sure, but it was just such a cute picture of them. I think they were eating lunch or something. They were at the lunch tables, I know that. And so I just happened to capture a picture of them, and so I thought it'd be nice to go ahead and embellish this and get this scrapbook since, we're about to leave, and it's always hard for my girls to say bye to such great friends. In the embellishment kit, I saw this Everyday Moments, and I just thought it was perfect. It was the perfect title for this page, and so I went ahead and pulled that out. And then you can also see like the little arrow says magical on there, and I thought that was cute. And I put this butterfly and this bird up here, and I ended up moving them around, but I kind of got those out knowing that I wanted to use them. Yep, see, you'll see me kind of mess with it a little bit, and I actually end up also using a frame from that heart, the pink heart in the right hand side. And I actually end up using the frame and putting the other heart inside of it, and I just kept finding more and more stuff to use as I went on. And now you see I got my pop dots and my glue out, and I'm just trying to get everything glued down now. I wanted the little leaves from this flower set to be over that, so I had to mess with that a little bit and get those back to the front. You'll see here I put down this frame, I glue it down there, and I pop up this bird. And I think that's about the time after I pop up this bird I decide to start putting down the tag and the little, you can see like a little banner piece that's underneath the tag there. So I think I end up pulling up the picture and taking and putting those down. And then, I'm getting out some thread to go up there in that corner underneath the bird. You can see here, I just buy this thread from Walmart. It has like a whole set with a bunch of colors, and I like that because then it kind of lets me try them out and see if I'm actually going to use those colors before I buy much more. I don't always use thread, but sometimes I do, and I think it adds a nice little touch when I can. Yeah, here you go. So I go ahead and start gluing down these tags and this banner, and then that way I can go ahead and place my picture and make that permanent spot for it. That kind of helps me with the title and making sure I put the title in the right place. So you can see here, just removing all the backing off of the foam tape. And now my picture is placed. I add in these little flowers. They have like a rose gold color to them, and I just wanted to add those extra flowers, and there I thought they were cute, laying half on the frame and half off. My desk is a mess right now, so I'm kind of just, everything's everywhere right now, so I'm just working best I can at trying to find stuff. So sometimes it takes me a minute to look for it. And then I decide to put foam tape on the back of the title. I wanted it to pop up. You'll see I put this down right here, and then I realized that this little part is showing. You can't see me right now, but I'll go ahead and cut it off, and I end up using a different piece of foam tape because I didn't want you to be able to see the foam tape from the edges. So there you go. Sorry that was off screen there. You can really see that. And I go ahead and put that down. I kind of feel like I had a good placement for that. You can see here I felt like I was a little crooked, so I was straightening that up. And then I added on that, and then I'm about to put down the moments now and get that glued down. And there's that part. You can really see I'm really leaning in there, making sure it looks right. I get out some yellow thread to match the background and the flowers, and I put that behind the pink heart there underneath the title. So just adding the messy thread to add a little texture to that background right there. And making sure that heart sticks down. It was not wanting to stick to the paper, but I think I finally got it. And I add a little pop dot to this butterfly, and I end up putting it right there. You'll see in the still shots I end up moving it. I'm looking now to make sure I'm not missing anything, and I couldn't find, I thought I had some chipboard pieces, and I couldn't find them at that point. And I end up finding them after I stop recording and I add on more embellishments. So you'll see in the still shots that I've added some more butterflies and I changed things a little bit. Here, I'm trying to find something else to add, any other embellishments to just add on. I was wanting to use this little circle piece. I like the color of it. I thought it matched the background really well. So I was looking for something to put on it, or a way to like just bring it into the layout. You can see I look at some of the butterflies, I go back and forth. I end up actually using some of the flower stickers and adding them in there. And I love that extra little touch there. And then I just had realized I'd forgotten to add that heart up there. So I go back and put a pop dot on it and add it there. Well, most of this kit, it's a mixture, but I ended up just mostly on this layout using a lot of Paige Evans' collection. You can see here I'm looking through her sticker book. I love the sticker books. They were a little bit pricey at first, and I wasn't sure, so I just bought my favorites. And then eventually at Tuesday morning, I was able to get them, even more of them. And I added that circle onto this really pretty yellow and copper rose goldish flower, and it looks great. I couldn't have picked like a better spot for that circle to set down.